For you guys at home, again, getting those predictions, semi-final 2, the last chance here to guarantee going to Tokyo ahead of that third place playoff here. HANZELOT versus STARTIIK. Who will win? Best of 5. It's back to say Shizo and a Sam. Let's do this thing, fellas.
A star is rising over the Berlin moonlight. Can a brave knight look to haunt his opponent in the arena? We're here. It is STARTIIK versus HANZELOT in our SWC semi-finals, match 2, set 1 pre-bans. As expected, most likely, they say. Laura being respected as well as the Yonhong.
Yeah, definitely those high base speed units that just do so well for both of the players over here. HANZELOT still on the first pick for the side of STARTIIK. Can be very strong into that Twin Aegis, but the Twin Aegis on its own can also maybe counter that.
Yeah, we've seen Oliver and Zibala again. Previously, they weren't on Will. When they were against Glorious in that last round, it wasn't. He's had time now to refigure it out because he knows a Nephthys is coming out again against him. Is there something different?
Ooh, we're definitely a high-speed contest in between these two players. We have Zibala, very fast unit, Asher, super fast unit, Athena, very fast unit as well. There is one speed lead for each of those two players so far, so are we going to add more speed leads and then maybe even more base speed units?
Exactly. Oh, maybe taking a trick out of HANZELOT's book actually as well there, using a Verdahill, potentially to try and get some AoEs, but there's only realistically 2 going through there.
Yeah, it's not too many AoEs. Sure, it's pretty decent into an Oliver, but we do have another strip coming in there with a Lima, which is normally not really used too much, but I'm curious to see how that will work, especially into an Oliver, maybe not the strongest.
Exactly. Are you confident enough in your Swift sets right now? You've got that Escher on the field, there is the Etna as well. Are you going to be able to take that turn? Do you need that speed lead if you're HANZELOT?
Yeah, he could go for that speed lead, but he could also maybe, if he has still a few will units, or you lock in a Shizuka, which provides a lot of will, plus has the potential to steal all of those buffs from the Lima as well.
Yep, Shizuka though, say, currently the 2nd worst performing unit in SWC with a 35% win rate, so it's an interesting pick. We said this last year actually about Lufia. You know, we were saying Shizuka's not good in this position, but then it ended up winning him the match. Is this a situation where it can happen?
That could actually be a situation. I think I would almost respect ban it, because the moment that it takes off and it starts taking those, you know, or those Lima buffs, it would be very strong right there. Plus all of the Nephthys debuffs. Therefore, we'll see Nephthys or the Nephthys ban and the Shizuka being banned.
Yeah, so we've got a speed lead on the side of HANZELOT. We've got the crit rate lead there on the side of STARTIIK. As we're going into it, it's our SWC 2024 Europe Cup semi-finals, match 2, set 1 between STARTIIK and HANZELOT. Next year is going to be going first.
But we also do have Will on that Verd.
Will on the Verd, and Will on the whole team actually of HANZELOT now, but can you get stripped? Resisted!
Oh, resisted. So we can go for cycling, but the big question right now, if you go for skill 2, do you still take the next turn? He does actually not take the first turn because there was speed buff on the enemy side. That was actually a slight misplay over there. Should have right away went for that skill 3 because there was a lot of attack bar already going for that Zibala right there.
Yeah, and you get the cool time into that Etna. Can't go into a skill 3, skill 1 on Etna. Oliver can look to control, but that immunity on Verd is going to boost up the team a little bit, but is it going to be enough?
Probably is, and also they're still glancing, so the next hit of that Oliver is not going to do as much. Same of this Asher right here. A lot of glancings coming in from those hits.
Yep, and we're going to be getting those skill 2 defense breaks coming out from Etna right now, pushing back those. Oh, not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Can you take it out? 9.5k, not enough damage to take it out. Are you going to confirm this kill right here? Because otherwise something might be boosted or healed back up.
Exactly. We always say it, confirm your kills. Concentrate, and he's confirmed his kill. He's going to improvise on himself, but Verd can look to boost up.
Verd can look to bust up, and we still have 2 glancings on the side of HANZELOT, so I would say that we're still in the driver's seat on the side of STARTIIK.
We are. He's got the cool time. Can look to reduce it somewhere over there on his side of the field, but Lima's coming up soon. Oh, cool time inserted there.
Cool time inserted there, but now all eyes on the next turn, or on the next turn of that Oliver. Oliver has skill 3 potential. Or we're going to lock in some damage. Decent damage on that skill 1. Or Oliver, how much can you do? Does actually fully land it.
Fully lands and can even look to reduce further that HANZELOT, so Zibala takes another turn right now. Oh!
Ooh, let's see, stuns, does get the pushback, but no stuns, and we had another magical time coming in, stunning on the whole team except for that Ethna.
Yeah, I don't know if he got the cool timing on the Etna though as well right now. Oh!
Oh, it's looking a little bit dire over here. That Verd has to be taking more turns. There's still a lot of skill 1 damage from that Lima coming in, but is she going to be able to take turns against this Oliver right here?
Exactly, he can look to control it. Or do you look to confirm? Oh, maybe the Zibala can confirm the kill. No, choosing the Oliver instead there.
Yeah, Oliver is definitely doing its work right now. starting to hit on that Lima. And yeah, I don't think a Verd would do enough in this position because in the end, the SWBattle is cycling a lot of turns, getting his magical time back.
Yep, and now can push up again. Oliver can look to do a reset. Just keep the attack bar low enough that even Verd may taking a turn, they won't be able to.
Well, I do think that it would be able to take a turn right here, but Despair Hagang's not going to take a turn right here. Lima, is it on Violet? If it was, did not take the extra turn.
Getting the freeze, getting the cooldown resisted on the Verd, so he's going to be able to boost up the attack bar, but only a Hagang left on the field.
Only Hagang left on the field. Would you risk it that it dies to that? It did actually die to that. Verd, can you just solo this? I kind of doubt it. It does an okayish amount of damage, but you need good stuns from this Hagang, and that's where we started with the first one, but it's still on Violent, giving back once again that speed buff and cooldown increase to itself.
Exactly, and just focusing now onto that Hagang, get it off the field, and we'll deal with Verd later is the answer from HANZELOT right now, say.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is the right way to play, because you don't want to be hitting into that Verd, giving more attack bar in the moment it does counter.
Yep, you don't want it, and you want to get SWBattle soon, so maybe she can get another freeze on there and just start cycling.
Yeah, you want to start cycling, but it also, the Puppeteers now have skill 1 of healing, and that skill 1 of healing might be winning the match here at this position.
Oh, he's gone for the freeze, looking to get it, gets it as well, and can now control with Oliver.
Controls it, does get fully resisted, so also did not get the pushback or anything, and is going to be lower on cooldowns in just a second.
Oh, and gets the counter, is that enough?
Oh, yeah, it is enough, but now we have the healing. Both units have healing on skill 1, so we're just juking it out on skill 1s at the moment. But who's going to do more? Double miscrit. I think you have to keep doing skill 1, because that is a little bit of healing. Of course, you go for magical time. Every time you have magical time. Did get a counter over there, but this match is... I think I would have personally just went for skill 1s. The skill 1s are kind of deadly, but the healing is just coming in so clutch. Once again, it's magical time. So much healing coming in for that skill 1. And it's just lapping enough where it does work.
Exactly, it's lapping, using that skill 2 to re-get the skill 3. And Verd is probably not going to have anything left to say here with that magical time ending for him. HANZELOT taking the 1-0 lead against STARTIIK here, say. Interesting. So we saw HANZELOT has completely re-runed for this match. He's got wills all over the place, and he was in the end able to deal with what STARTIIK put in front of him. SWBattle against Verd. Not common to see that actually as a final ending, right?
No, definitely not, but it was also a slight miscalculation on that Athena, because the Athena actually had to go for right away skill 3, start killing or at least taking any of the immunities, anything that was going on, because there was already speed buff for a few turns, and then everything is at like 120% attack bar, and therefore you don't cut. Yeah,
exactly. We saw the last round pre-ban of that Yonhong and the Laura as well. They'll be back on the field right now as well. Are you looking to respect something like the Nephthys, the SWBattle? We had a SWBattle ban in that last match between Nef and Ismo, say?
Yeah, the SWBattle is definitely an option, because I do know that STARTIIK doesn't really like to play that unit normally. So we do have the Twin Angels, also a very strong unit over there and a very respected ban. On the other side, we do have that Nephthys not being on the battlefield in this match.
I wonder if HANZELOT is going to revert back to type and take that Cigar straight away, or are you going to look to try and disrupt STARTIIK and go for a Hagang early?
That's definitely an option, but I do know STARTIIK is not that much of a Cigar player, so an early pick on Cigar is not necessarily needed. But let's see if HANZELOT does still go for the comfortable units with locking in that Cigar.
He's going in for the Ciara there, then instead getting some bombs off with the speed lead is nice. Well, are we going to see something similar? Laura Hagang coming out, maybe?
Laura Hagang is definitely an option, but then HANZELOT could potentially play for a round of like Dark Robo, SWBattle kind of style. However, you need a SWBattle on Swift most of those cases. STARTIIK is actually going to go for an Oliver plus that Hagang.
Stealing that 33% speed lead, making sure he's got that option available. Yonhong, as we know from HANZELOT, can be very deadly. Who's he going to look to partner that up with for you, say?
There's a lot of options over here. You have to keep in mind that you probably have to deal with that Hagang. You can't already draft your whole draft around saying like, okay, I'm going to be banning that Hagang. Kovaci, actually I haven't seen that unit from the HANZELOT yet, which I think is probably one of the most pre-banned units in all of SWC.
#1 pre-banned unit in all of SWC, 58 times. So Kovaci, when it gets online, similar to SWBattle with that skill 2, skill 3 not actually affecting the opposite team, but a man putting up the attack buff and the immunity. It's really beneficial if you're looking to get some damage on later through the matches, say. 2 high base speed units again for STARTIIK.
Very high base speed units, but on the other side a very good response with the Ragdoll. HANZELOT actually doesn't normally use Ragdoll too much, but against an Athena, it's always so good to lock in a Ragdoll.
I wonder if it's a high damaged Ragdoll as well, like we've seen from Nef previously as well. Oh, you've got it, you've called it, so you won it.
Yeah, we got a lot of fire business coming in here with that Fire Monkey, some monkey business. So definitely one of those things like I think you probably have to respect, because all 4 of the units on the side of STARTIIK will struggle with that Fire Monkey. If you lock in a 5th that could potentially deal with it, it might be banned out. So this is going to be a difficult 5th pick for STARTIIK.
Definitely will. He needs to get damage through enough to prevent the Yonhong from doing some healing. Monkey has self-healing as well. Kavachi is going to be able to push up those attack bars. How are you going to deal with it? Going in for Bella.
Going in for Bella. Definitely a unit that could take out a Fire Monkey, but I do think that this Bella is probably respected and banned out.
If it is respect banned out, do you have to respect the Monkey as well?
Yeah, absolutely. You would have to face the Ragdoll, which would be difficult, but in that position you would probably have your Athena moving first, so that could be an opener right there.
Yeah, he's going to maybe then, instead of using that skill 2, have to go for that skill 3, like you said in that previous match. Get the stun, strip any of the immunity that might be on the side of HANZELOT. The ban's looking to come in right now, and it's going to be Oliver and Yonhong.
Ooh, very different bans than expected, but it's trying to take out the healing on the side of Yonhong, but there's still a little bit of healing on the side of Kavachi.
Let's find out and see exactly what's going to happen here. Are we going to get a crit rate lead? What are we going to get from either side? Speed lead and attack for what? Haegang doing the damage for STARTIIK. Then let's find out in our SWC 2024 Europe Cup semi-finals, match 2, set 2, STARTIIK versus HANZELOT. Going first, Edna, do you have to go skill 3 on that? Kavachi?
It is definitely difficult to go for the Kavachi, so I'm liking the skill 3 on that Sierra because in most cases it's near impossible to land that on a Kavachi. Mostly they're very high attack or a very high HP, plus a lot of resistance, so I'm definitely liking this place already. But can we strip most things? We actually did not strip most things.
No, we didn't, but Bella's going to be following it soon. Can you get this? Yes, gets glancings.
Gets glancing, but where do you put this damage? You could take out that Sierra, you could push back that Kavachi. Those are your two choices, but which one is best? Do
you want to prevent the turn? Oh, did get the...
Did get it. A little bit of a risk play right there, but let's see. If you go for skill 2 right now, you might be taking that the Monkey might take a turn.
He's taking it. Can he get a stun out there? Oh, Sierra.
Oh, also the Sierra. So once again, a little bit of a risk play right there. You could have taken out the Sierra in a previous turn with that Bella, but was trying to set it up for other things later. But is that maybe going to backfire?
Look at that. We've got Enter coming in right now. You can look to improvise now. Maybe get to the Monkey. Just get him some more healing so he can take out the Bella and not have to deal with it later.
Yeah, on self it's definitely fine, but I do agree with you. If you put it on the Monkey and the Monkey starts cycling and just gets more healing in, currently it's slow, it's a little bit more difficult. Bella taking an additional turn, and you could go full on that Ragdoll. No, actually decides to put a lot of dots on that Fire Monkey. Now it is enough.
Now it will be enough. You can even look to try and confirm it. They're going in for the Ragdoll kill, and it is going to be enough. Laura coming in to clean up against the Kavachi. STARTIIK bringing it back. 1-2-1. A few misplays maybe in that match there?
Well, to hindsight, think about it. I do remember that the Bella of STARTIIK is very high on HP. And that's why we also see it didn't do that much damage. But with that sense, it maybe is like, okay, I can survive that Sierra bomb. He knows, like even like 27k, I can handle that. Like I'm not entirely sure how much damage it did over there. In hindsight with that, still maybe a bit of like a questionable play, but it did work out in the end, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter at all how you get there. You just need to get on that flight to Tokyo. The Berlin airport is calling right now for these guys, but let's find out who's going to be booking their ticket through there. It's going to be HANZELOT 1, STARTIIK 1. Last round, the pre-bans, we had the Nephthys and the Light Twin Angels. We saw before that Yonghon and the Laura as well. Do you think we're going to revert to type?
Yeah, I do think so, that we go back to the first one with Laura being pre-banned, Yonhong being pre-banned. Those units are just so strong. Last time around was actually the Nephthys in the first round being pre-banned, if I'm not mistaken. So it is interesting to see that, okay, the Laura is actually doing a lot of work because the Laura also gets that defense buff. You can't hit that hard on units with defense buff.
Yep, STARTIIK traditionally has gone for that Haegang first pick, goes again for the Haegang. Response again coming out from HANZELOT. We've got the Ciara coming in there. Are we going to see the Zibala again?
Yeah, Zibala is definitely an option. Also, the Twin Angels is open for HANZELOT in this case. So is Nephthys, so is once again the Death Knight.
STARTIIK going back to muscle memory with these picks right now. It's what he's commonly using, even in ladder as well. How can HANZELOT look to compete against this, say?
Yeah, it's definitely difficult to say. He went for the Ashe before for speed contesting. But then the question is like, okay, is that enough? And how is it going to work out that you can actually try to take out a unit? It does go back to comfortable units.
Yeah, Light Twin Angels as well appearing there. STARTIIK on this side right now doesn't have that Laura available, obviously. Maybe needs another speed lead if he wants to really try and make sure that he's going to take that first turn, say.
Well, the thing is, in the current draft, mostly Nefties would like to have 2 AoE strips, whereas on the enemy side, there's, okay, sure, there's AoE strips, but you could maybe get away without 2 AoE strips. But I think that STARTIIK is mostly still looking for, like, okay, what is my second AoE strip? Does lock in the speed lead? We're definitely still speed contesting.
Let's find out who's going to go in. Ooh, he's going to change it up then. He's got the Vela Jewel there, can look to get some immunity. Works well with the Hay Gang for the cleansing.
Yeah, definitely works well, and I kind of like that pivoting style of saying, like, okay, he doesn't provide any extra immunity. The Pater is going to be there for that extra immunity. HANZELOT picks it up right away, but therefore I expect if he locks in the Pater, it's going to be banned as well.
Exactly. Good drafting means that if you're having to ban out that last unit, oh, that's also a must ban, right?
That is definitely a must ban, but that also is a must ban to the part where it signals I'm going to be banning out that Nefties, because Nefties can actually deal with the Douglas, which is the only unit on the field that can deal with it very well. Ethna can maybe do it in a late game, but most of the times Nefties can do that a lot better.
Mind games coming into play. STARTIIK mulling it over a little bit, deciding exactly if he's going to fall into what HANZELOT obviously wants him to do here on this set. He's going to ban the Etna, and it's going to ban the Light Twin Angels. It means Douglas is there. HANZELOT wasn't sure about that one there, say. Speed leads for both of them as we're going into SWC 2024 Europe Cup semi-finals, match 2, set 3 between STARTIIK and HANZELOT. Who's going to take that lead?
Ooh, it's going to be the question right now, because if you go for a strip in this position, you boost up. And because you boost up, your Sabala's not going to take a turn. So he does boost up to get an awkward turn. Would you go for skill 1 right now? Now actually goes for skill 2. Oh. Does get armor broken in the, or does get branding in the process, and a second hit right away.
Exactly, you can look to cleanse and boost up right now. Oliver's going to have to try and control the Zabala and the Ciara.
Yeah, let's see, but there's also full immunity at this position, so it's definitely a comfortable spot. Only the big question is, can you deal with that Douglas in the late game?
Exactly, Douglas coming into play. You have to hit him sooner or later as well, but are you trying to time it with that Neftis as well?
Well, yeah, it's mainly the Nefty skill 1. The moment you land that armor break, other units can start hitting it pretty comfortable as well. But if you miss it right now, you're going to lose a lot of HP right away.
Yep, you are, and no bombs coming planted with that immunity. Just cycling through the skill 1s at the moment, say.
Yeah, no skills at the moment. Big question is also, like, what is the right timing to start hitting it? Because you know everything is going to be hitting that Nefties, because HANZELOT does know. There's that attack break on skill 1 from that Nefties, and there was no crit and no second hit from that Douglas.
Exactly. He's, as long as he's on the field, it's all to play for HANZELOT here. Say that unrecoverable isn't going to be helping for the Escher right now.
Does take the additional turn. Is a little bit more chip damage over there, but it's not helping for the long process. Sure, the chip damage is kind of getting in. It's going to be really crucial on the first hit of Nefties towards the Douglas. Do you land that attack break at that moment?
We've got silence on the Ciara right now as well. She isn't able to take turn. Confirm the kill?
I would definitely say confirm the kill so Oliver can work on that Zabala. Otherwise, Zabala might get skills up pretty soon.
Yeah, and there's a silence on that Ciara, so if there's an additional turn coming out, maybe do you want to prevent a bomb as well? It's a tough...
Yeah, I definitely would say the silence is already there, so he could kind of work with this. Sure, if it gets a bomb off right now, would be deadly, but there's that attack break, so there's still a little bit of prevention right there.
When do you go for it, say?
We still don't go for it. That is, yeah, it gets like higher and more difficult. Like the attack goes up, the HP goes down. So if you take it at the wrong moment, or the Douglas would decide to crit on the Nefties right now, it could do a lot of damage.
Definitely could right now. He's trying to get rid of that Neftis, but this skill 2 coming in.
Skill 2 coming in. It is not a skill 1 in this case. It did land something. Oh, once again, miss crits.
And the unrecoverable on there as well, say as well. If that stays on, it's not going to be looking good for Douglas.
It's not going to be looking good for Douglas, but also a Vela Jewel that's normally not on high attack did manage to land its skill on the Douglas, and that skill once again lands on the Douglas, so Douglas is not really doing what it's supposed to do over here.
No, it's not, and you can see Zabala can't look to recover on that skill 1, and it's enough from Hay Gang. Now cleaning up 2-1 to STARTIIK. The laser focus guy is back in the room, say 2-1 up.
Yeah, absolutely. That definitely did work out. And Douglas is really one of those units, like either it shines and is going to be man of the match, or he's going to be like, why did you pick him? And there's nothing in between.
I like it. There's just nothing in between for that guy. Let's find out later what his actual win rate is currently at the moment. HANZELOT mulling things over, has to figure out what went wrong there. So obviously it was in the drafting phase and the ban part, right? So he banned wrong, maybe?
Yeah, it's always like... Douglas is exactly that. It makes the ban hard, and if you leave it in, it's like, oh, he's gonna be the guy to solo. But then if he doesn't, it's like, yeah, should I have banned differently? Should I have actually got rid of the Nefties? Or, well, the Vela Jewel also still hit it properly? So it's hard to say. Yeah,
it is hard to say. Here we go then into our set number 4 right now. We had Yonhong and Laura pre-ban last time. Are we going to see a Neftis pre-ban coming out here then, say?
Yeah, Neftis is definitely one of those options that has been pre-banned a few times, so it's just one of those core units from STARTIIK, but it's really good for STARTIIK, or to see STARTIIK also play like, okay, you ban one core unit, I can still draft around and then still make it work.
Yeah, for sure. As long as you can make it work in these situations. How can they do it now, though? Because it's all on the line. STARTIIK just needs one more win, say, in order to make it through to that final, and where he'll be facing off against Nef. Kavachi being respected, and Etna as well.
Ethna's very interesting, but it's also very understandable because STARTIIK has that very fast set on that Ethna. We have seen it time and time again. It did work very well so far, so in this case also Oliver going to the side of HANZELOT.
There we go. I just wanted to look and check there for you, say. Actually, Douglas hasn't been playing at all in SWC so far, so we've had no Douglas action coming out from anywhere according to my stats. Maybe it's wrong, I don't know.
That is very interesting. Well, this is kind of understandable because we have Chandra. Chandra deals so well with Douglas, whereas in previous metas we had like the Douglas was really hard to deal with. Now Chandra, just a few punches on skill 1, you'll take care of it.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see those light twin angels coming out yet again for HANZELOT, and the Yonhong as well. He's coming back to muscle memory, but taking a little bit of a pause there.
Yeah, definitely taking a little bit of a pause, thinking about like, okay, what is to come later? Last time STARTIIK in this draft did have an Ethna. Currently doesn't have, but has the potential for a Laura. So I think HANZELOT is expecting that Laura, but what is the Laura going to be paired with?
Exactly, what else has he got ruined up very fast with? Maybe another high base speed in order to contest against the Yonhong on the side of HANZELOT there right now. So, or do you need to actually bring another speed lead coming in now?
I would say that STARTIIK is fine on kind of bruisering this one out, because I'm not sure against the 33 lead plus a super fast unit already, and STARTIIK does agree with that, going more for a bruiser style and just see what he can lock in that 5th.
Doesn't look as comfortable for STARTIIK right now. Those are kind of more steals really with the Ciara right now. HANZELOT going in for that Dark Robo then instead with the Han.
Ooh, there we see the Han coming in, and also both of those strip units to a certain degree do counter the Hey Gang already. So, and this is the position where STARTIIK doesn't really have a comfortable pick. Like the Ethna would be super comfortable for him right now as speed contesting. But any of the other units might not really be in that position.
Yeah, let's find out how he's going to deal with this in this last pick right now. Obviously, Han and Robo with the speed lead, taking another speed lead in there with a strip.
Yeah, this one is definitely to pick up from AoEs of either the Twin Angels or the Robo to say like, okay, you do an AoE, I have a chance to probably go for a Despair Stun.
Let's find out who they're going to be looking to ban them right now, because if you want to be able to deal with that more, he is going to Neftis and the Han being taken out. So we're going to have the speed lead from Oliver on HANZELOT's side, the speed lead of Moore on STARTIIK's side. It's our SWC 2024 Europe Cup semi-final set 4 between STARTIIK and HANZELOT. STARTIIK wins, and he's going to Tokyo guaranteed. But what does Yonhong have to say about that, say?
Ooh, does go for a first skill, does not let it, but very good damage coming in here already.
Yep, looking to get the pushback as well.
Oh, there's a little bit coming in, but would take the extra turn, does actually manage to take the extra turn, but who moves after that? Because the Twin Angels are showing after that, but would the Oliver move after that or the Ciara?
And you can't go for that skill 3, because if you strip...
Ooh, the Oliver was moving next, Ciara's moving right after that, but where do you place your pushback right now? Does land it, but does not increase the or decrease the attack bar.
Is the bomb damage going to be enough? Do you go where, say, onto the Yonhong maybe, or even...
I would definitely go for the Yonhong, because that still has the heal, and this Ciara looked very low on HP, so I expect a lot of attack. 23k bomb. Oh, is this on Despair? That is a Despair Ciara, despairing 2 units.
Wow. A STARTIIK laser focus guy has just come out with the Despair Ciara, which could end up taking him through here, say.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you go for another Despair Stun? No, in this case, no Despair Stun. Oliver still has a little bit to say about that, but we have to take care of a lot of units right now.
Definitely do. He's doing all of his things, but he's not got the skills from that resistance earlier on the Velajul, say.
Yeah, it doesn't get that, but also it doesn't really help. Like, sure, the Robo is quite close to the skills, but we still have 2 units moving. Punisher coming in, skill 1 from that Moore. Does he crit? Does crit an 11k. That is a lot of damage coming in.
Going to be able to push up right now, but obviously it's not looking good. 2 versus 4 at the moment.
Yeah, it's not looking good, but the Ciara is also looking very squishy at the moment. Moore has something to say about it with more Despair Stuns coming in.
Oh, resistance, but I don't think Oliver can look to deal with a Velajul there.
No, with the Velajul does manage to get the full pushback on the Velajul in this case though, so there's a little bit of hope, but the Moore also has its passive. You still have to go through a full Velajul. There's a lot of stuff still going on.
And he got resisted there even as well right now, so Moore can look to do more things.
That's a lot of damage coming in. This skill 1 will definitely do enough damage. 3.7k to take it, and we have STARTIIK going to the finals.